Okay, let's retake inventory. We're kind of running low on pigskins, so we do need to care about that. It wouldn't hurt to pick up some more, harvest some more grass while we're out there, cut grass. Something I'll mention a little bit later is the purpose of having ice, because ice is a tremendous filler for crockpot recipes. It was just more of an out of sight, out of mind thing. It doesn't mean we missed another opportunity, because let's be honest, since we're going a full year in this, seasonal year in this game, if we don't use anything now, we're definitely going to be using it later. Now, like I said, the ice doesn't melt now that we have it in an ice box. So yeah, it might seem like a missed opportunity, but that's technically not so. Anything we don't use now, we can always use later. Hey look, some free vegetables. Also great filler. More specifically, also a great filler for meatballs. Sure, let's get our mustache back even faster. The only time your mustache is going to be an issue, it would be, of course, in summer, but that's certainly later, not now. Another hunt. Where will you lead us? This way? Towards the Mektas biome? Indeed. We've got 30 seconds till we have to uncover that, so let's warm up the thermal stone in the meantime. Oh, Hound Wave. Let's see. Let's see what we're looking at. I want to check to see if the Mektas have respawned just yet. Looks like they have, and they died yet again to the tall birds. Okay. Well, here's what I will do. It might seem a little bit mean, but we can potentially use Chester as bait. Like I said, they can't kill him immediately. But what I'm gonna do is make sure I have maximum speed, and then we're gonna fight them on the road here. Up until mid-spring, you would probably not have a particular need for a hound trap just yet. And it throws 5 at me. There's a bit of a range to this. You know what I'm gonna do? I gotta wait for them to pause for a sec. Wound up needing to use Chester a little bit, and that was also really mean of the game to give me 5 hounds on that wave when the first 2 were 1 and then the third one was 3. But we got through it. It looks like Mektas died to that tall bird up there. Oh, and regular Mektas died down here to the point where he lost his tooth. Okay. A little bit greedy, but let's go ahead and fight this tall bird. What was definitely not helping me during that hound wave was that I was using a stale handbat, or a soon-to-be stale handbat. So let's go ahead and fix that. Oh, I need more twigs. Okay. Take it back. Literally, take it back. Okay. The light's on the house, and that means that Tusk could actually have gotten away. What's this random Tulber doing here? I really don't know what's going on with this thing's AI. Okay, it was the one that was randomly here. Good luck. Anyway, we got him. Well, because these take up one whole slot, I don't mind putting them down here. Okay, well, this McTusk camp is essentially always going to be dealt with by those two Tulbert eggs, thankfully. The other ones still need some attention. Yep, they're actually fighting it out with this Tulbert. Alright, everyone. Go to sleep. Also, fun fact, it takes only one flash of ice to freeze McTusk, or McTusk. So you might be asking, why are we fighting McTusk even though we already have one of his tusks? Well, just in case the option may present itself, I may want another one. At least one more. So yeah, we're calling it off at 2 tusks. Wait, you're after Chester, you jerk? I like how you could quickly just change to me, huh? So I would like to highlight how having the proper recipes, having proper kiting practices, and having armor really enables you to do a lot more gathering, so you can still weather something like, well, no pun intended, something like, you know, winter. Where is this last camp? Oh, it's all the way up there in the corner. Yeah, this one's rather far away. Okay, well, this lone tree is obviously a great fit for this. Alright, let's get some more ice. Okay, well, it's dusk, and that McTusk camp has obviously gone back in its igloo. That's fine, we're gonna trade the same way we did last time. Get them to come out, put them to sleep. And because I don't want to give this game any chance, let's just go ahead and make another football helmet in reserve. Always have at least one piece of armor in reserve, is my suggestion to you all. Even seasoned players forget that. Myself included. Okay, there were some Pengals out and they decided to attack them instead. What jerks! Yay, we got another tusk. Oh, these... Oh, the Bengals took care of themselves. Well, okay then. Tomorrow night, the winter boss is going to be forced on us. So, I say we head back to base and make preparations. Harvesting things along the way, of course. Hopefully that works. I haven't tried it without one unit of vegetable in one single slot, but this should work. I mean, the rest of the sticks are essentially just filler. Yep, that works. Okay, tonight's the night, but we have a little trick up our sleeve. So here's what's going to happen with bosses that are forced on you. There's only really two, actually. And funny enough, it's Berger and this winter boss, Deerclops. Now, remember what I said about the quick walls that can happen? She is absolutely one of them. Say we were doing just fine right now, we had no idea she existed. We were going back to base, improving our stuff, cooking our stuff, and all of a sudden she starts spawning on us. Deerclops is programmed specifically to go after structures. In other words, stuff you've been building at base. So yeah, she's meant to ruin your run. She's also meant to reset you back to auto, by extension. So, knowing how not nice that is, you can see why, yeah, it's something, it's a bit, I can understand it being a first obstacle and stuff like that, don't get me wrong, but it's still just putting way too much on players. Okay. So our trick up our sleeve is this. Whenever something is spawning on you, even just like hound waves, for instance, they can't actually spawn on you if you're not on the same field that they're supposed to be spawning on. So in other words, if the hound waves are trying to spawn on us and we go down to the caves, what the game does is it puts a pause on spawning the hounds on us until, you know, the next time we come back up. So, what we're gonna do is, I want to fight her during the day, and especially on a full moon day, so that way, if case it happens to come night, yeah, you're covered. Conversely, or conveniently, all we have to do is what we have to do as well is get some more light bulbs for our lantern. So this is going to be the handbat that we fight Deerclops with. These Hound's Teeth are going to be very important for our Hound Trap. Very important for the Hound Trap. The Blow Darts we can use for hunting. So in theory, we just off of that, we would like to keep fighting the Mag Tusk camp anyway. So what we're going to do now is just that. We're going to move toward our favorite sinkhole, which we know has plenty of light bulbs for us. But we're going to wait until we start hearing a disturbance. Oh look, it's our friends the bats. Well, I was debating, but then I realized how long it would take for us to go around collecting them, so... yeah. If we absolutely have to, of course, we'll hop back down here. And if you're noticing that things are wet down here, yes, rain can happen down in the caves. Well, we can't see what time of day it is, but we know it's day 30 for sure. Oh, hey, I missed one. So yeah, as you can see, there's very much a starter biome in the caves as well. Now, theoretically, if you wanted to, especially for a time like summer, you can absolutely base in the caves, your closest sinkhole. I'll debate that, but I still think it's possible to be basing out during summer. Actually, as a matter of fact, we need to find the Oasis biome as well, because we need to fight the boss of summer there, otherwise she's going to make things difficult for us. We don't need that. I'll explain her later when the time comes, but in the meantime, just know that there's a bit of a timer on her as well. It takes her about a minute to start to appear from when she's gonna spawn. Yep, I already hear her groaning. Okay. Let's hop back down for about a minute and a half, then we'll come back up. And by that time, she should spawn in during the day. So this goes under more a bit of a pro tip than, or on top of being a bit of a tutorial. I'm also trying to spare you guys any undue or unnecessary, or perhaps some of you may have had already enough of this game's shenanigans. Okay. Now, because she goes after structures, it's fitting that we fight her. In fact, actually, this is a picture of her right here. This is Deerclops in a much more agreeable light. We're gonna fight her away from base. You can fight her on a road or not on a road. It really doesn't particularly matter. Use the guano for food, for fuel. Uh-oh, I remembered something. There we go. Alright. Oh, yep, it sounds very big, Wilson. Okay, what I will say is, since you have access to only your immediate items on your person, case in point, when I put the armor on, I don't have my backpack. So if you do have any healing items, you're gonna want to take them out. Well, not like that. Actually, we can put this in Chester. So our premier healing item is going to be the tall scotched eggs. And then some pierogi for just served from posterity. Everything else goes in. So you'll know if you have enabled screen shake, you'll feel where she is on the... You'll be able to see that she spawned on... hello? Why, did she suddenly skip her spawn? Unfortunately, using this tactic and going down and coming back up can cause the game to stutter a bit. Well, it's unfortunate. The only thing I can imagine is that she wanted to spawn in, but the spawner decided to hiccup. The only thing I can imagine is that she's going to spawn in tonight. Well, we have some chores we can do while we wait for her. Come on, where are you, you stick in the mud? Just figure when I'm right and ready for you, you won't show up. Well, if it did delay her another day, then she'll be out here another 2 minutes. So yeah, about that wood quota we need to fill. Wait a minute. I think she did spawn. I'm feeling vibrations in the ground. I disabled aerial view, so I can't really see her. Or I can't pan out the camera. She's in this direction, isn't she? I think she did spawn in. Darn. I would very much like to get her in view. But before I can even do that... Hold on a second. I disabled screen shake because it's very disorienting to watch. Even look at for myself. I mean, sure, I'll take some free food. Or not. You go ahead and sleep it off, buddy. Wait, what? No way. How the heck did my boards light on fire? This is nowhere near close enough. Wow, man, how do you like that? Alright, I felt some walking over here. And I know for certain that it wasn't the where. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so she was attacking the the pigs. Alright, you know what? We can play this game here. She's attacking the pig village. Alright. So anyway, like I said, she's attracted to all structures. This includes houses. Any kind of structure. Just have her aggro to you and bring her into the fire. Or close to it. Why? Because of that, her freezing attack. Now, we are also going to become insane because of how harsh her sanity drain is. And what we're doing is the tried and true tank and spank method. The reason we're on the campfire is it's always heating us up, so we never freeze solid like we have been with the Meg Tusks and the Ice Hounds. Just hold down attack button. Just hang in there, hold down attack button. And down she goes. What an annoying boss. But there's definitely a way to handle it. Now, conversely, we are insane. This is actually a good thing, because we need nightmare fuel. And the way to get nightmare fuel, well, there's a couple of ways, but the primary way is to do this. This is a sanity creature. This is specifically called a nightmare crawler. There is one other, which is incredibly worse, so we actually got the better one this time. That's called a terror beak. Now, their kiting method is simple. Let them hit once, then they attack you, and then you go in and attack them. Now, they're going to disappear and respawn every time they do this. So, what I would suggest is, even if you're on console, hold down attack for a little bit, like this, after you've hit them, and then just be wary of where they spawn around you, and move away from them if you whenever you absolutely have to make sure you keep your distance. And that's how you kite them. Also, conversely, there is a way to increase your sanity after doing this. Or while doing this. Defeating a shadow creature or a nightmare creature, you see if you're lucky holding the attack button, you can get double hits on them like this. They give you 15 sanity per kill, so yeah, it's a way for you to not strictly farm nightmare fuel, but that's kind of how you do it anyway, and considering what I would like to do for basic tutorials is show you how you acquire magic abilities. And you do not get it from, of course, the science stations of the science station itself or the alchemy engine. You get it from a first tier magical item station called the Presta Agitator, and then you get the alchemy engine of the magic stations, which is called the Shadow Manipulator. Well, that was quite interesting. Apparently she was terrorizing this pig farm, this pig village this whole time. Put my helmet on. You leave my walking chest alone. Oh, I'm sorry. Otto von Chesterfield, Esquire. Anyway, so yeah, that is a major boss taken care of. And you know what? Alright, we're gonna put some things away in Chester, give ourselves some room. We need to make another visit to our swamp. But bosses of all kinds, and even the mini bosses, drop key items. Deerclops' is her eyeball. And as unsettling as it might seem, incredibly useful and absolutely pivotal, required to get through spring. It is the ultimate answer to rain, because it is a piece of headgear that will keep you 100% dry under it, and it will also keep you cool in the heat. So yeah, this item that comes from this boss that is forced on you, at the very least, gives worthwhile loot. Because you're going to be needing it. A lot. Anyway, here back at base. Are you still trying to eat my minerals? Oh, wait, hold on. I hear two of them. Yep. Well, this is quite annoying. The nighttime has caused me to go insane enough to where shadow creepers around. You know what? The hands can actually go ahead and... They don't extinguish the fire. They take it down a step, and that is a little bit problematic, but... Thankfully we got a crawler and not a terrorbeak. If it was a terrorbeak, we would have been in a bit of a bind. Stone down. Yeah, it's about to become daylight for a little bit. So, like I want to do, I actually want to make some meatballs. We can probably slow this one down. I want to test something. I want to see if the Battleless Wings count as more than one monster meat, even cooked. Okay, we're good. Let's keep some of these stuff organized. Actually, something that we could exercise right now is using the ice as filler. Now, if you wanted to, for meatballs, all you would really need is a morsel, and you can use 3 ice. No joke. They'll make meatballs. Ice is very advantageous. I will say this, I have been slowly realizing the necessity of having winter. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a chance for it to become bunnies too, even though we didn't use rabbits. It's because of the morsel, right? I stand corrected. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you can use 3 ice, but your value of meat has to be 1. So yeah, those morsels were half a unit. So 2 morsels and 2 ice would do it. 1 big meat and 2 ice would do it. So let's do it. still gonna keep these big meats under wrap for a little bit longer. Like I said, we gotta go pay a visit to our swamp again. We're also gonna need to consolidate some things. It's because Chester's in the way. Oh, this charcoal probably doesn't help either. Gonna need a little bit of charcoal, but we can definitely get that kitchen going. Okay, biggest obstacle has been taken care of in the form of Deerclops. Now we just need to think about spring. So, by taking care of Deerclops, we've absolutely done, well, this in more ways than one, because like I said, the item she lets you create, the headgear you can make from it, will completely halt all problems dealing with rain. And if you couldn't tell by now, I'll just let you go straight up that spring is the season of rain. For good and for ill. Mostly for good, if you know how to use it. But, something I'm going to need to be looking for is more gold. It'd be really nice if these boulders gave us 2 gold, which is their maximum drop rate. So once again, winter is the best time to be looking for and harvesting ice. Especially ice is in advanced playthroughs, you're absolutely going to, for the use of recipes, for filling things out. Yeah, sorry about the bunny stew incident. That's really more of a factor of me just not sticking onto meatballs nearly as much as the rest of the community does, just because meaty stew does so much more ultimately. But yeah, I would be remiss, and it's not like I'm totally against it. I would be remiss if I didn't, you know, there's many ways. It's a very simple enough recipe, but it's also simple enough to mess up the specifics. You really just need 1 unit of, sorry, 0.5 unit of meat, unless in this case if you're using just ice, in which case it needs to be 1 unit. So I learned that. Hopefully you did too. But other than that, everything other filler, it just excludes twigs, and this is a bit obscure. It actually excludes just to be safe, just exclude edibles from it is the point. So we're doing some more napping at night. Checking out the mosaic biome. The mosaic biome itself has a few important set pieces we want to think about. The one I'm looking for is the graveyard. Now thankfully we've dropped into insanity enough already. And thankfully we're dealing with only 1 nightmare crawler again. So, naturally, for the purposes of using magic in this game, you need Nightmare Fuel either as a key ingredient for the recipe or just for... See, if you overcommit, I want to show what can happen, why you don't just, you know, hold down the attack button. And I agree, the entire purpose behind them are the developers... making it so that they don't disappear on the last swing, or even when you hit them, is just to punish greed. So yeah, you always want to move away. The kiting method with nightmare creatures is always hit them once after they swing at you. Hit them once, keep holding down the attack button for another second or so, and just be ready to pull back in case they're just far enough out of your attack radius. The Terrorbeak is faster and is a little bit more... It has more health, it does a little bit more damage. It is obviously the worst of the two. But remember not to panic when dealing with these things, and always making sure you have enough armor. That being said, let's see here. Just remember my advice, always make sure you have a backup helmet. I gotta say, these boulders are being really stingy with me. They're not being nice at all. They're only giving me 1 gold each. I think on like 1 or 2 other occasions. By the way, I should mention, for the size of this world, this is a very big mosaic biome. This can be both a good thing and a bad thing. It's really more of an annoyance because it's different spawn points for the winter raid boss. So yeah, if I'm keeping my sanity low, that's on purpose. I could be wearing the Tam O'Shanter, even for insulation, but I don't want it to go up so high. Also, if you can tell, moleworms are a good source for a morsel to satisfy meatballs. So that's absolutely going to be important to remember. Let's put some things away in Chester. We got like 3 more slots in here. Thing is, I'm going to be picking up and using a lot of this stuff. I mean, okay, I guess I could put the boards away. Okay, it's dusk and our sanity's going to drop a little bit. Actually, what I'll say is this. Just for best advantage, you want to make sure that you're fighting under agreeable circumstances. So let's make sure that when we control when, at what point of day we go insane, purposely, to fight the nightmare creatures, that we're not fighting in the dark, because it's already annoying enough with how transparent they are. Literally, in appearance. That's a full stack of rocks, so I can go inside Chester. Just keep going on the move like I have. Keep your thermal stone relatively warm. Don't worry if it loses a little bit of stability. It's when it drops down to like 33% or 25%, you need to start carrying more, but it's also not really expensive to remake. I mean, if you want to go chase that grass gecko, well, take this off your hands. Was that scummy? Maybe not. Consider how these guys act with us. Now, this is on purpose as well, because the proposed mother of the egg will chase us for 2 full screens, whereas the regular ones would chase us for 1. Or under other circumstances, like regular aggro. So as long as you have the piggyback on, just keep it safe and hit only once, run away. There's a little bit of an advanced technique of where you can pull away after attacking immediately. I would not do this on console. You can see me get an extra hit in. That's just for feeling out how the fight's going. Yeah, that's not really something that can be taught. That's more something that can just be suggested. The best way I can describe it, since I'm fighting on controller, is since I'm holding down the attack button, after the second hit lands, I immediately pull in the opposite direction on the joystick. And being on the road absolutely helps with this, because remember, I'm still getting the speed penalty from a piggyback. You should absolutely be able to pull it off without the piggyback on you. But anyway, we definitely got some gold. We could have gotten anywhere from 8 to 16. Looks like we got the lowest. I don't think any of those boulders gave us 2, did they? I know that increased my sanity. I'm going to increase it a little bit now, too. Going through the night should absolutely keep it suitable for us to maintain our sanity levels until we're ready. Well, in the meantime, let's get cooking. By the way, I should mention that 1 unit should only apply to... of meat should only apply to 3 ice. Let me check, just to be safe. It specifically wants another unit. Let's not risk it. Because right now, I want to give myself more sanity. What I'm interested in is making some tall scotch eggs. But I must admit, we are running low on vegetable units. It's probably because we also have to go by the deciduous biome up here because we found some red mushrooms coming along the way. Well, we have to make our way to our swamp. This is coming up on the last day of winter. Oh gosh, I can't believe a few things at the moment, but I'm surprised I put up with winter this long. The last time I bothered putting up with it this long was when I started learning the game. Ever since then, I always reduced it down to 5 days. Deerclops would always come in on the first day, which is fine, because then we get that fight done. Then I just go around fighting the mech tusk, and then I just go around collecting ice. Until the end of it. That's pretty much it. Okay, what do I have inside Chester? Okay, we have a few things. Good thing I checked. Okay, well, you know what? I'll want to keep the armor on hand, just in case. You can effectively use Chester as a toolbox. I mean, not to degrade him or anything. But yeah, don't be worried about storing stuff simply, you know, as an extra... Well, he's a chest, you know, just use him for storage as necessary. Oh my goodness, I do believe we're on the last day of winter. Everybody's sad. Oh. And you can see here, the birch nut trees, not only are they getting leaves back, but they're actually... they have some plumage to them. They're going green on us. My goodness. Give us the last day of snowfall. How poetic. Okay, well, I can't believe that searching for Searching for the graveyard didn't happen. We're most likely gonna do that during spring now. But I wouldn't worry too much. Honestly, you're probably gonna want at least 12 nightmare fuel to play around with. And this is again only so much as that we're not going into the cave for this tutorial run. Okay, ready to go. So like I said, if you don't mind some of these mushroom spawners not, well, respawning again, although I think you should be a bit more conservative, especially since you've seen how useful they can be with filling up your meatball quota. You can dig up the space for the mushrooms for 2 right there and then, but it really is still more a matter of profit now or profit long term. In my opinion, I would prefer to just pick them. But again, that can be up to you. Just realize that once they're dug up, you're not going to come back. So yeah, for emergency provisions, or if you really see like a whole bunch of them, go ahead and do that. But otherwise, yeah, I would say play conservative. Okay, the red mushrooms go down, the green mushrooms come out. And the green mushrooms, when cooked, are very, very valuable for sanity. Since we definitely need to find it, especially now, for coming into spring, we're gonna need a few more things. They involve the hammer. Considering these guys are spawning so much, here I'll teach you how to bake them. Wow, we don't have any minerals on us. Should definitely be in Chester. Yep. Okay, let's switch these out for the morsel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop these down here. You can do the same things with the... Okay, I didn't want the big meat. I wanted the flint. Okay. This is also kind of how you bait the gobblers, right? Except you use berries. They get too distracted and single-minded on, you know, acquiring the food or the bait. But you can just go ahead and attack them. And yeah, again, even though this Hambat is going stale, it's still more valuable than a spear. Oh, well, okay. Until now. It does 30... Oh, no, that's their health. Sorry. That's just a mechanic of how the simple health bar calculates. If it's more than their maximum health, it just says their health. They have 30 health. So yeah, sorry. Very much so. Even now, it's still more valuable than a spear. Notice how much longer we're keeping our heat? Because, yeah, this has been the last 5 days till spring. It's starting to warm up. With our full beard? Yeah. Now, odds are it's going to start raining immediately when spring rolls over because they just want you to know it's spring. Now, the ice glaciers should hold for a good few days after spring rolls in. But I will mention that the ice is no longer going to hold forever. on your person, even because it's not winter. So do be careful of its freshness. Every time I hear the meteors, I'm worried about our base. Moon rock, huh? Oh! That rock came from the moon. Just like that wizard. We won't talk about the wizard. Anyhow. I digress. Okay, this is very important that we found this. This very particular boulder, this rather bulbous looking boulder, if I can show you what it looks like on the map. This one in particular is going to look different from a few of the other ones. When you crack it open, it's going to have a very specific item. It's called the Celestial Orb. And yes, I believe there should be a tutorial for this as well. Now, while Chester is normal, you can put the orb inside him, and the orb shows up anywhere on the map, even if you're not there in person. Remember I told you earlier about live updates on the map? So watch if I leave Chester behind a little bit and go out of, he goes out of my point of view. Yep.